Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Pensacola, Florida, it's time for Pensacola Business Radio. Now, here are your Business Radio X hosts.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Keith over here, broadcasting live from Business Radio X studios in downtown Pensacola, and I am not responsible for what's about to happen here in the next hour. I can tell you that right now.
And neither are we.
This is the Foodielife show, and I have around the table what's left and still standing from the EggFest crew.
We've lost a few people.
Yeah. And we're going to let's talk about the experience because, for those that don't know, EggFest was here, back in October, and, ourselves and Catalyst Group, Foodielife and Grub on TV and a couple of the other things that we have our hands in. We're part of doing the filming and the experience and got to really hang out and sort of do the whole, life for 3 days. And, we want to share that with the rest of the world, but, we also want to talk about the success that you all have had with this. So,
well, first, let me start by saying this was the first year that we've partnered with you, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, we just kind of guerrillaed right on into there. Didn't we?
I didn't even know we were partnering, and then you were there, and then I really
probably
liked
forgot
y'all.
to tell you.
You did, and I was like, what are they doing? And so I'm just excited about the fact that what we could do next year, now knowing that this is a new partnership. Yeah, so
cool.
I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hey, we got to hang out and eat for 3 days.
And it
was delicious.
Yes.
I mean, what was the one that mango barbecue?
It was
nachos.
It was a crispy wonton chip with a mango injected pulled pork, mango
salsa,
and then just a sprig of cilantro and a squeeze of lime. Not that I remember exactly how Kelly Osborne made that.
And the team that won was Pigeon Dog Barbecue.
Pigeon Dog Barbecue,
yes.
and
they were new to EggFest.
Second year.
Oh.
And their tagline is that we can assure you that no pigeons nor any dogs were harmed during the making of this barbecue.
Yep.
So.
Goodness gracious! Here we go.
What did the pigeon do? Who had the jalapeno pancake? That was delicious. I thought they were like second or third or something like that.
Oh,
I think it was
hoe
corn. Yeah,
and that was Wicked Slice. It's Alan Bounds and his daughter Riley, and Jason Jones and his daughter, and her name has escaped me. But they made a hoe cake with andouille sausage, or not a smoked sausage, and then a sweet barbecue sauce that went over. But the hoe cake had a little spice to it.
Yes.
I mean, it was a great
so
breakfast.
good,
So it's like, hey, that's nice
And
barbecue
then
breakfast.
the mini tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, achiote tacos, I believe they were, that Shad and his folks
Michael
made
Curry,
from a yacht queue. Shad has been with us every year, and
he has placed every year, hasn't he?
He's won it twice,
okay,
and he's come in second and third the other 2 years.
So he's a serious contender.
He's formidable. Always. The thing about EggFest that's unique, and I think it's why we get such cool dishes and things that are different than smoking in the square, which is awesome, but it's all barbecue.
Right.
The chili cook-off and steak cook-off, kind of self-explanatory. It's chili and steak. We don't put any limitations or any suggestions on our chefs. You guys cook whatever you want.
But
it's creative.
Well, except that it has to be cooked in a big green egg.
Well, we prefer that it's cooked in a big green egg since it's an egg festival. But just from a recipe standpoint, it's wide open. And it makes it really hard to judge because you'll have, last year we had a smoked vanilla bean ice cream over an apple pie that was made from scratch right there. And it was competing with paella and brisket. And so it's really difficult on the judges. But thankfully, all of our chefs know that what we do is 100% for charity. And
it's difficult on the judges. But what it's great for is someone who is purchasing a ticket and investing in the event and being able to taste from all 80 different plates. So.
80 different plates.
So let me tell you, as a judge, well, and you were there because you were filming, oh my God, is that a lot of food, right? And you think, okay, I'm just going to have a couple bite size. And we split us up this year. So each of us only had, 7 or 8 different places to go.
Correct.
Dude, so full. And then there's round 2. And then, dude, I'm so full. And then there's round 3.
And then we had to film and get into details. So there was round 7.
And then, of course, there was,
7?
So,
Calvin.
Well, we had to re-highlight everything,
I think at some point there's video of them taking a nap.
Round 7. Okay.
Yeah. In some form, sometimes the first take's never the best.
I was under the impression that the judges only had 2 rounds, but round 7, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's too mandatory. The rest are optional.
It's detail orientation.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that when we grab
You're
a bite,
the detail man.
If we missed one, we just had to take it again.
Yeah. Because there's so much drama captured with tasting food. So
so let me regroup. I said 80, but there's 40 different teams within each team is made up. So it's about 80 different chefs that are cooking for you. And it's an experience that it's hard to find anywhere else. Where else do you go and, invest $25 that helps children and then get to eat from 40 different eggs? Yeah. So it's a good time.
And see, not only that, but you really get a taste of all the local culture and restaurants that are here. I mean, like you said, some of those guys I had never seen before.
Yeah, and we've always have a handful of local restaurants and chefs that come out and cook. And I know this is the first year, maybe the first year you haven't cooked.
This will be
he was working.
This is the beginning of a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can still come out and cook. They can film you cooking, but yeah, we get a lot of different local chefs that come out and cook every year, and they do it. These guys are working 5-6 days a week already, and then on their day off, we talk them into come out and cooking for us, and they do it because they know it's for a good cause, and we have a good time.
Yeah, because we're not stuck in a kitchen.
That's right.
I do Wahoo want to make Stadium. Sure. There are worse places to be, right?
Yeah.
I do want to make sure we talk about the chefs for a second because we do not pay them. In fact, if anything, they invest their money.
They come out of pocket, yeah.
And they are some of the most generous people you will meet in Pensacola. Dan Dunn has come out several years, Nathan Holler, Shad, and Michael.
Eric Troop.
Yeah, they come out and they purchase all of the food, and we provide the egg and the charcoal, but they know what we're doing is very transparent in the fact that we return every penny to our community. And so they are just as generous as the people that are purchasing tickets, and the fact that they've given so much to this event over the 4 years.
And I think I appreciate you pointing out the chefs because we don't have an event without them. One of the things that we started tracking last year and documented again this year is we have teams that come to cook in this event from all over the Southeast. Slade's Barbecue from Little Rock. Last year we had the name of the barbecue place, Saw's Street Kitchen from Birmingham.
Yep.
Cortland Minnick comes down from Atlanta, and Michael Collins comes up from Orlando. So, Eggheads, we stick together. And so we have teams that travel from all over the Southeast to come compete in this event and have fun for a few days and just enjoy Pensacola.
So is Little Rock the furthest away that we know right now? So far,
He's actually
because that's
from
further.
Searcy, Arkansas.
Yes, I'm thinking he is. That's
because
about
Birmingham was the furthest
hours.
last year, wasn't it?
No, we had Atlanta last year. We had Baton Rouge.
I think he is the farthest.
Yeah.
So
your geographic area is expanding here.
That's right. We're at Rock Hill. We're coming after you.
And let me tell you, as the new guy to the block, right? Because this is my first time being there. When I got there, the selection, right? When you think of a barbecue cook-off, you think of ribs,
right?
And they're delicious.
Maybe some steak, but you had your ribs, you had steak, you had tacos, you had pizza, you had pudding, you had
pulled pork. There were donuts there at some point. I remember
there were donuts.
Yeah, Maynard's donuts.
There were hoe cakes.
Yeah,
hoe cakes. They say
hoe cakes.
Yeah. And those were delicious. It's like wow.
Did you even know what that was before you got there?
No, I was like, "Is that a pancake with sausage?" I'm going to give it. Oh, that's a pancake. At least I think it's a pancake.
It's a cross between pancake and cornbread.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, now, I have all these ideas and everything that I got there. So many different selections, and like you said, it was at the Wahoo Stadium. So when you go to other events like this, and it's in a town, it's usually in a crowded area. But because it's a stadium, you have some space to breathe. You also have a place to sit down.
That's right.
And take your plate. So it was a pretty awesome experience.
And the kids got to play on the field too, which I thought was kind of cool this year.
Yeah, we did two things. We've always had some room for the kids on the field, and this year, in past few years, we tried to do some activities with them. And this year, we just took some frisbees and some footballs and threw them out on the field, and we had more kids out there enjoying the Wahoo Stadium, the football field at UWF and Wahoo Stadium than we ever had. And I think part of it was that we put the juniors competition and showcased them down right around home plate. So the kids that were competing for the juniors competition, it kind of told everybody it was okay to get on the field.
Yeah.
And they had some cool dishes as well.
Dude, some of the and I didn't get to taste this because that was Big Mo's and the other ones, but the kid that won, what did he make? Do you remember?
Bear with me. It was, you remember?
Greg knows. He's got his hand up.
Pork tenderloin.
That's right. It was a pork tenderloin stuffed with sausage that I believe he prepared the sausage.
Yes.
And
Sausage stuffed pork tenderloin.
Sausage stuffed pork tenderloin. I think he just wanted to say that.
I still had you muted, so it didn't work.
and we had lamb sliders that Jeffrey made, and then Bree made the grilled oysters. That she grills them in the shell until they're just about to pop, and then she takes them out and puts a little. And these are, 12, 13-year-old kids.
Look how creative they are,
got some
right?
skills.
They really
no
are.
limitations. Like, oh, can I try an oyster?
Yeah.
So
Or
let's
like,
talk
what?
about that as far as no limitations. I think one of the things that we want to continue to do is provide an opportunity for chefs to try out different things. And this year we were so excited that we got to talk to Porta Pizza. Pizza Porta? Porta
Pizza Porta.
Pizza Porta. So last year was the first time at EggFest. And what I didn't know is that they came last year and had this contraption that you put on the egg and you can cook a pizza in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a prototype. They had not actually gone into production yet. And so they got such a great response from the EggFest fans last year. They decided to go into production.
Mm-hmm.
And they are now a legitimate business, and they did 10 shows last year, and they came back to EggFest this year and told us, we changed their life in the fact that we gave them the opportunity to talk about their product, to show their product to people. We now have a distributor, Scambia Electric Motor Company in Pensacola of the Pizza Porta. And this is something that, even though it's a sideline business for him now, they're out of Atlanta. I mean, this could end up being their retirement. So I love the fact that we give this opportunity, this platform to these chefs. If they have something that they want to share with foodies, then this is the place to do it.
One right place at the right time, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Hey, I say pizza oven. Let's see what else we can invent. Because the egg is pretty cool. The green egg is it's
It's cool by itself, right?
Yeah. You go deep. You can go. You can fry. Or you can do whatever you want on it. So I'd like to see, that type of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we had some rotisseries. There were several of the chefs. Carson Rodizio rotisseries that are designed to fit on top of the egg as well. So
that was a new product. It didn't come from EggFest, but we did have someone it was actually Shad and Michael Yacht Cute, and they introduced that really to our market. And it is literally a rotisserie that you put on top of the big green egg. So we just love the fact that people feel free to come to our event and try things out and get feedback from the, 1,000, 1,200 people that come through their line as to whether they like this product or not.
Right.
And so we want to be a part of more of that.
Yeah. So maybe there'll be some trade show aspect of the Big Green Egg Fest to come. I mean, it's a thing that can be accessorized. Like, you can't just get just the egg. I mean, you can. It's boring.
One of the reasons that, our demo program works so well is it's right before Thanksgiving. It's always on Veterans Day weekend. And it's right before Christmas. So folks that want to buy a big green egg as a present, they can do that. It's the best present ever because whoever gives the gift will receive the gift of food.
Now, just for people listening, what is the demo?
Right.
I'm not sure everyone knows what
That's a great point. So how we get 80 big green eggs at Wahoo Stadium is that we pre-sell them through our dealer partner, Scambia Electric Motor. So eggs are kind of like Rolexes or things that you don't discount. You don't discount an iPad, right? So Big Green Egg once a year will allow their distributors to discount their eggs if it's for support of an egg fest. So you get a 25% roughly discount on a Big Green Egg. And we assemble it, put it together, but you got to let us
season it,
Yes.
which is important. And you got to let us use it for the event for 3 hours. Then it's cooled down, packaged back in the box, and the next day you come back and pick it up fully assembled. So Skylar and his team at Escambia Electric pre-sell the eggs in demos, and we have them down at the stadium so that the teams don't have to carry theirs around for the event.
And let's talk. I mean, let's throw this out there because 25% of like $1,200 or $1,400.
Yeah, it's
a big 25%, right?
Yeah, for the last couple of years, the package has been around $7.99, and the retail, the
It's
normal
$1,200.
is around $1,200. So it's pretty solid.
So, but again, back to the accessorizing thing. Like you started with one egg. You have two now, don't you? You have two at the house, like the full-on
and
decks.
He's got a really nice
He's got like the
table
decks
for
built
them.
around them.
Yes.
They got all the
A
utensils.
little outdoor kitchen action going on.
Yes.
I'm no David Bear. He's got 4, I believe.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's got his table's twice as long.
Well, you know,
Wow.
if you're smoking on one, why not smoke on 4?
That's right.
You know,
I mean,
why do half the calories?
that's a new
do the whole
T-shirt.
cow?
Hold on.
I was
Who's
there
smoking on
Thanksgiving
one?
morning, so I had 2 turkeys to do this year, and Buck and I were talking earlier in the week, and he's like, "Man, you got 2 to do, and I only have 1 egg." It's like, "Why don't you just come to my place?" So we threw both those eggs, both the turkeys on the eggs at 7:30 in the morning, and
what else did you do?
There. I have no idea. I don't remember.
Allegedly, there was
some
bourbon
alcohol.
involved. Yeah.
Yes.
It was 7:30 in the morning,
Yes.
Thanksgiving morning. We'd stay warm.
We were giving thanks.
Yeah, we were. We were giving thanks.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of bourbon, who had the? Somebody had pulled pork. Was it the whiskey?
It was
Old
Hickory.
Hickory whiskey bar.
Yeah. So he's like, dude, try this. It's got my special sauce on it. I'm thinking, okay, cool. It's like going to be like a whiskey honey barbecue. No.
Jim Beam.
Straight up shot of Jim Beam in the pork. And I clanked it down, dude, and like almost choked because I wasn't expecting it, man. And just, John and I were about to fall out.
They are another partner of ours, and they do a great job each year. We really appreciate them.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about that real quick. So let's talk about some of the partners that have helped you all do this.
Wow.
Well,
from the
Scambia
very
Electric,
beginning.
yeah. We're talking about accessorizing eggs and the trade show aspect of this. Of course, the Scambia Electric sets up a huge display every year at EggFest. And if there's something you want or need for an egg, there's a good chance that Sheffield's have it and Scambia Electric has it. And that's a year-round thing, of course. You can go in their shop anytime, right on Main Street there, and they have everything you need for an egg. And they've been a partner with us from year one and been fantastic. Without the Sheffield family, Skylar, his mom and dad,
it'd
his
really
kids,
be hard to pull this off.
His daughter cooks in the junior competition. They've just been a fantastic asset and just been grinders the whole time. They don't just show up day of. They work with us on the committee throughout the year.
Right.
So they've been an awesome partner.
Yes.
And from a sponsorship standpoint, the financial reason that we're able to put this on and raise a lot of money and give it back to charity are the folks who write us checks too. Yeah. And that's from day one, Jessica Lee and her team at Kia, when we had an idea for an event and we said, "Hey, Jess, we got this idea." And she looks at us.
Yeah, she was like,
and she
"What?"
goes, "I don't know." And I was like, "Trust us." And I got Lisa and Doug, and that put her at ease that I had Lisa and Doug on board. But Kia's been with us since day one, and Cox has been with us since day one. They're one of our media partners, and they
also write a check.
And they also, they support us financially, and we're very appreciative of that. Penn Air Federal Credit Union, Pam Hatt, Pam, and her team down there are fantastic. And
they believe in community, and this really is what we do.
That's their thing. That's their term. That is a legitimate word that I heard is going to be added this year. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
To the Urban Dictionary.
I love it. Well, she does.
Yep, she does. And Wind Creek, up in Atmore, those folks, they're based in Atmore, but they support the entire Gulf Coast community.
There's a lot of stuff they do down here just to let people know they're here.
Yes.
They really do. And they care about giving back to the community as well. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our friends at Emmanuel Shepherd and Condon, who help us with our kickoff event every year. Shane
and then
Rowe and his folks.
the Wahoos.
Yeah. And Jonathan and his team at the Wahoos. The singular reason that our event is so doable with really a pretty small crew of folks is because Jonathan and his team of Chef Travis and Mike and everybody at the Wahoo Stadium is just fantastic. From the Joey at the ticket office to Donna running operations. I mean, they really do a great job, and they do it because we're utilizing their field in the off season, which helps promote their field, but they do it because they know it's a good event and we give back to the community.
Yeah. And I think they look at our team and they're like, "We feel sorry for you. That's not a lot of people to get all this done."
Well, we got it.
We don't got it.
The vision with that place was obviously from beginning to end was a community park, right? That it was used for more than just one thing, and way to usher it in.
And I will tell you, I just had this conversation with DC Rees and Quinn Studer, the fact that the park itself has been utilized every weekend in October and November, every weekend. So,
which didn't happen last year,
and it had nothing to do with baseball.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Every weekend. That's amazing. That's awesome.
There's something going on here.
And one of those weekends, it was just Doug and I barbecuing out there. We apologize.
There was something going on.
So, question. I wanted to ask. Well, Satan, I found out that, again, being new to the team here, that you guys started off with one charity, but now are supporting up to 3. And that's pretty awesome. I'd like to hear about the charities, or I think everyone else would like to hear about what the charities are and that you're supporting. And how did you go from 1 to 3? Is there a reason why, or just the finances are there?
There's a very specific reason why. And I was thinking about this, when I on the drive over here, I'm like, what has allowed us to be at this point? And obviously it's the sponsors, but it's also because we really, even though our team is small, it's a really good team. And there's some smart people on this team. And when we started evaluating probably a year and a half ago, the kind of cash that we were earning, we were like, okay, what's the ratio? And the reality is when our sponsors give us $1, what we figured out by going back through our records over the last 3 or 4 years is that we're able to take that $1 and based on this EggFest event, turn it into $3. Mm-hmm. So if Kia said, I'm going to give, let's say, $5,000 to this group, just direct, what she could do instead is give it to us and we'll turn it into $15,000.
Yeah.
So it's about impact. Mm-hmm. And it's about the fact that because of the talent on my EggFest team, we're able to take $1 and turn it into $3. And then we take that $3 and disperse it back at 2.6, I think.
Yeah, we gross through and we net about 2.4.
2.4. Yeah. And so I turn around and give that 2.4 back to charity. And that's really smart. That's good business.
Yeah, it's doubling your money. Yeah.
That's how you make
in 3 days.
That's how you make an impact in helping others. Is figuring out the best way to earn the money and then turning around and giving it back. So that's really the thought process of, why did we move away from only sponsoring one charity to forming our own 501(c) and being open to helping other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because we were able to make more money than we even thought. Our goal is to eventually make $100,000 over one weekend. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go for it.
Well, and you have a duplicatable process, right? I
Yes.
mean, this is something that can be used in other communities if they wanted to.
Well, and not just other communities, but in our community and other times of the year, we've got some ideas. Mm-hmm. We wanted to be able, we started with Chain Reaction, which is the only teen leadership institute around. It's a great organization that Kristen runs. It really makes an impact on teens. And we've supported them again this year, but we also wanted to expand our scope. So this year we added Rally Pensacola, which is an organization that helps raise money, awareness, and funds for families who have children fighting cancer right here in Pensacola. Mm-hmm. And Cindy and her team do a great job. We're going to work with them going forward as well. And we also worked with AMI Kids this year, and Ryan Hatler and his folks over there. And they take at-risk teens, at-risk kids, and give them a second chance. And they've got a very high success rate taking kids who've made mistakes, but don't want to continue down that path. And they give them life skills and certifications and trainings to go into the workforce and to finish their high school diploma so that they can become productive citizens. So this year was all about the kids.
They also want to do a kitchen at the AMI location. And so we really want to be a part of that. I mean, that makes sense for us. We're food, and they want to teach their teams how to cook.
They're doing food safe certification so that these kids can go right to work, in the food service industry and be productive members and finish their high school
Well, I think that's
education.
awesome.
So, yeah.
I think that, and I'll tell you why that's awesome. Actually, personal story is that I was a troubled youth and I made some decisions that were stupid and I needed to figure something out to get on track. I actually went to Job Corps. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's very similar to the program that you did. And that opened the doors for me to get into computers and actually led me to be here 10 years later. So because of programs that you guys are supporting, someone like myself has 5-6 businesses and now we're giving back and pushing forward. So
that's awesome. Every time he tells
so
this story, I want to cry.
That.
Seriously.
I know. I'm glad you shared that.
Twice today too.
Well, literally,
we talk about this all the time because it's true.
Yeah, and it's a great thing to have. I'm living proof of, hey, this concept not only works, but it flourishes and it pays back. It gives back to the community, push forward, and the heart-centered business thought that came from that. That's what I do now.
Yeah, and I think you're right. For those that either are not directly involved in it or have their children involved in it, they may not see it as the reality that it is, right? So being able to talk about and do that kind of stuff.
This is why we do what we do. Yeah. And we get some feedback at times. I don't think people fully understand. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity to talk about what we do and why we do it, because some people think we're doing it just to make money.
Right.
And we don't take any pay. We all volunteer. No one is paid on our team. And every single penny, we're very transparent with our books. Every single penny goes back to either an expense that we had to do the event, or it goes back to a charity.
Right.
So to hear that is good
kind of
stuff.
cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, you want to do the big reveal on year 4 total?
So over the past 4 years, we've had 4 EggFests. Can you believe that? Number one.
Yeah.
Over the last 4 years, we have, as of this year, been able to give back and contribute $130,000 to the different charities that we have helped. So
it's really cool.
Yeah. We end the year every year thinking, wow, this is so awesome. Like, what can we do next year to make it even bigger?
So what are we doing next year to make it even bigger?
Well, we got some plans.
We do have some plans. Can we talk about a few of those?
No.
Did you get
No.
some?
No. I thought Keith said that's the only reason we can come on the air.
What we
We
can
have to wait for tickets to go on sale first, right?
Oh.
So
what we can talk about is we want to expand our juniors competition.
yeah,
Mhm.
but that's good because my
daughter.
daughter's like, she's stoked. She's ready.
She's got to do the cooking, so you got to stay
yeah,
out of her
exactly.
kitchen.
I'm just going to tell her what to cook. that's all.
Exactly. And you know, we're going to keep it on Sunday. We made a shift this year from Saturday to Sunday, kind of a necessary shift because there was a football game on Saturday on the field.
Mhm.
But we
And
found
a
this-
marathon.
and marathon was on
Actually,
Sunday.
Marathon was Sunday morning.
We had a lot of folks from the marathon come
Mhm.
after. But we'll have Blue Angels on Saturday.
Yeah.
And, football will be played somewhere on Saturday. And Sunday turned out to be a great day.
Yeah.
It really did. And so just having that shift from Saturday to Sunday worked out very nicely.
Yeah.
We
And-
moved the time back so that we could accommodate those that are going to church on Sunday morning. They can go to church, and then you typically go out to eat anyway.
Mhm.
So why not come eat with
Yeah.
us? So
Yeah.
It's delicious.
How many
It
people?
is
Did
delicious.
you have a head count?
Roughly 1,200.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
In 3 hours.
Yeah, and we had the nice thing about our event. We're part of Foo Festival. We want to thank the folks at ACE for continuing to help us
Mhm.
enhance our event. One of the things that they do is we have a survey firm called Majority Opinion Research. So if you were walking around and you saw the folks with the iPads going, "Hey, can I talk to you real quick?"
Oh, I thought they were the judges.
No.
I'm kidding.
We give the judges a fork.
a clipboard.
Yeah,
I think it's a spork, actually.
Yeah.
Just give you a
We give them a
spork.
clipboard.
That's it.
It's a logoed EggFest spork. So,
That's
you know.
right.
But the folks from Majority Opinion Research came out and did over 100 intercept surveys. And a couple of things that they found is that 16% of the people that were at the event were from out of town.
Awesome. Way to go.
But more importantly, over 100 people that were at the event came out of town specifically to come to our event.
Correct.
Yeah.
We generated 108 hotel nights from our event.
Nice.
And the economic impact from the event that was documented was over $107,000 for
Holy cow.
for a 3-hour,
Event.
technically a
Just for this year,
3-hour
yeah.
A
event.
3-hour tour?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty sweet. It's about $33,000.
And this is the first year you've been able to measure the economic development. Is that
No.
correct?
It's our second year.
Okay.
And so last year we had 14% out of towners. We went up a couple points in that. We went up in a few key areas that were really important to us as far as income demographics, where folks are coming from, how much they're spending per head, things of that nature. Things that are important if we're taking TDC dollars and granting to organizations to enhance this 12-day festival in Pensacola, that we're showing that there's a documented return. And for $8,650 that they granted EggFest, we showed a $107,000 return. I would write that check twice a day.
That
which is a
is
good
one hell of an ROI.
But it's also people that are coming in from out of town specifically to see EggFest, and then they get to experience Pensacola in October with Bluebird
Or
Skies.
November.
He said October.
Yes.
earlier.
It's
We've
in
done
November.
The year before.
November.
it was.
November.
November.
But in the fall with beautiful skies, inexpensive hotel rooms,
Yeah.
gorgeous weather. Some of the guys went fishing the day before. Some of the teams that were in from out of town rented charters and went fishing, and it's just a great time to expose them to Pensacola. There's a Blue Angel show the day
I
before.
was gonna say, there was the marathon,
everything.
the Blue Angels, the football.
Yeah.
There was 2 other shows the day before from Foo Fest.
Yep.
And then there was one other large event, and I cannot remember what it was.
I think it was the VIP dinner that we hosted.
Oh
on
yeah, that's
Thursday
right.
night.
That's right.
We have not
Hey,
talked
maybe
about
that's what it was. Yeah.
Comedian John Reap, Big
Yeah.
Mo Kaysen, and
That day.
a few hundred of
Yes.
our closest friends having a little
Yes.
party up in the Hancock Club.
That VIP dinner was phenomenal.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Craig Tabor yet.
Yes, we do need to talk about that for a second.
That corner
Tell
that we
us.
went to, what was it called? The Popper.
The Piglet Popper.
The
Yeah.
Piglet
Yeah.
Popper.
Which was
well,
okay. I'll give you the
Pork
recipe
snouts,
for
I think he calls
yeah.
them.
It was
let me get a
smoked
piece of paper.
pork belly. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I can tell it to you. It's on his blog. It is smoked pork belly
Mhm.
that was then dipped in corn dog batter,
Mm-hmm.
flash fried, and
Dipped again.
Mm-hmm.
dipped again. And they double. You dipped, and then you dipped again.
Yes. Stop
and
that.
Then, yeah, I'm going to
Stop.
do it.
Mm.
And then a sweet barbecue sauce
Yeah.
over the top of it. It was fantastic.
It's freaking delicious.
It was so good.
It was real nice, Clark.
So-
Yes.
real nice.
So Craig Tabor, his food blog, if you want to look him up, he's got great recipes. He's a
This is
competitive
Big Green Craig.
Big
Big Green
Green Craig.
Craig.
Yeah, Craig's awesome. He also comes down from Atlanta,
And he was helped by Chris Grove. His blog is Nibble Me This. And they both, like, we don't even know how the barbecue gods smiled on us this well this year to have them both cook.
Yeah. Well, Craig got a little mouthy. He was the first one last year. He was like, "Hey,
popping off, right?"
Like, hey, how come we're not cooking on Big Green Eggs? Because we had a local restaurant that was awesome enough to help us with the event. And so Lisa's big idea, which I loved, was like, "Hey, tell him he's got to cook next year."
Yeah.
So I asked him if he would cook, and he said,
"You sort of voluntold." I thought.
He didn't. I don't think we asked. We just said.
Yeah. And he was like, absolutely. I mean, Craig is a great cook. He's a great guy. Comes down and helps us with this event. But he had some folks planning on helping him, and at the last minute, they had an emergency and had to not come to Pensacola. So Chris Grove, who's out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and his sister Rhonda Hollis, who comes over from Jacksonville every year, they were here, and they said, "Let's go." And they rolled up their sleeves in Chef Travis's kitchen. Craig's wife got on a one-way flight down from Knoxville the day before, short notice. She's like, "I want to come help." And those folks sat in the kitchen from 8 o'clock Thursday morning and prepped food for 250 people and had it ready to serve at 6 o'clock that night.
And it wasn't just regular food.
No,
it was good.
It was some of the best food I've ever had.
We had prime rib. We had pork belly.
We had some corn stuff.
It was like kind of like corn pudding stuff.
Yeah. Chef Travis made a corn pudding. Chef Travis did all the sides and desserts, and it was fantastic. We had
all I remember there was like 9 green eggs nachos going for that dinner, like on the deck down below. Yeah,
and technically there were 10.
All I remember was that I started with one plate just because
By the time we had the line, I think we had like 3 or 4.
We had like 3 or 4 because I'm like, oh, the food's still coming. We still have to grab this.
I'm actually got to put my drink down.
So that VIP event also gives us the opportunity, when we're talking about the food that was prepped, to talk about another partner of this event that's been in from year one and been fantastic. And that's Kevin Green and his team at the Butcher Shop.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. And not even just EggFest. Lisa and Buck have both mentioned that we do some different stuff during the year. And this year, as everybody knows, there was the floods in Louisiana. We were able to take a team over there and literally just set up in the streets and cook for people who were displaced from their homes and trying to get things going and fix up and didn't have the opportunity to get food or whatever. So we were able to cook for them. Kevin jumped in on that opportunity as well. But him and his team there at the Butcher Shop.
Soon to be opening a second location on Langley
Second
Avenue.
Location coming soon.
Which is awesome.
They literally are the type of people, you make the call and they're there. They want to help out.
Even when the tornadoes happen, Kevin Green's name. There's not a time that something isn't going on and you don't hear Kevin Green just like, how can I help?
I want to expand on that just for a second. So, one of the opportunities I didn't think we would have, but we went over to Louisiana, and I actually went over 3 times. And one of the times I went over was not with the EggFest team. I went by myself, and I volunteered for Operation Barbecue. And what I love about the food community is that they're, again, very giving. These chefs are just so giving. And so Operation Barbecue is somebody that we want to start partnering with, because what they do is they recognize a disaster and they deploy to that area and they set up. And so what I observed happening is that all these chef teams came in, like, say, for example, you guys, if you just came in with your trailer and you cook all night, and in the morning, people like me show up at 7 a.m. and we start packaging all the meals together in these aluminum plates. And then they load these trucks. So people just volunteer their truck and they load these trucks and they deliver to the shelters. And the day that I worked for Operation Barbecue in Hammond, Louisiana, we fed 26,000 people. Yeah.
Keith, imagine these giant trucks that are like just big, giant Cambros. It's amazing.
And so we really, because of my experience with them and then doing some further investigation and realizing that Big Green Craig and Chris Grove are involved with them also.
Yeah, Chris was cooking with them up in the wildfires.
Yes, we are looking forward to figuring out a partnership with them.
Yeah.
But again, it's all being part of this food community that says, hey, this is our skill set. It's what we love to do. And how do we make that give back to the community? Yeah. How do we formulate that? And that's why we have decided to, our 501(c) is called Eventity. And so not only will we do EggFest, we want to find opportunities to be able, like we did, go to Louisiana and help people when it comes to food. And so Buck and I are standing with Doug and we're watching these kids. We're in this neighborhood that is very poor to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
No home has been cleared from.
Sure.
Yeah.
So people at this point, it's 3 weeks in, and the mold is this thick growing in these houses. They're still living in them.
Yeah.
And the kids are especially hungry. And so Buck was sharing with me that just based on his interaction with Manna Food Bank, that these kids are typically fed in their schools.
They get
Well,
breakfast and lunch.
Right.
School had been out for 3 weeks. And so they acted like our hamburgers that were cooked on the Big Green Egg were the best thing they'd ever had.
Sure.
And that's why we do this,
Yeah.
you know? So
you need to call me next time you go. I'm totally down for adventures and then culinary food.
We like adventures.
Swinging
Absolutely.
in
That was
adventurous places.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a short notice gig, and it was one that we literally just went to the Scamby election. I was like, Skylar, I need to borrow your trailer and all your eggs. And he's like, go.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we'll be hopefully putting something together a little more
organized. We'd really like to be able to, we've talked about this as a team. We want to be able to be prepared if Pensacola ever has an emergency, another hurricane or whatever, that once we make sure our families are safe, that we as a team meet together somewhere and we start cooking. Because that's what we do.
It's like the culinary guard, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. So,
That's another T-shirt.
I think Lisa's come up with 4 T-shirts for Doug to make.
I'll tell you
I
what.
love you guys.
You've hit on something though, and I guess it never just clicked until really just now. But that is something that, as chefs and as foodies, that you're right, it happens naturally. Like anytime I go to the friend's house, right, I'm not expected to help decorate, to bring anything. It is literally, I'm either bringing something or you bring it and I'll cook it, right? Which is awesome because then I don't have to actually go shopping, right?
And there's
Show up
never
with
a bad
food.
meal.
I will make you something. Like that is my skill set. That is what we do. And it's always been for us, when you're working in the restaurant industry, you're providing the party, right? You're providing the time and the good, and so you're always working when everybody else is having the good time.
Right.
But when you start thinking about it, it's like a lot of times you wouldn't have those good times unless we were back there making the stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's this sort of sub thing, culture thing that happens, and to hear that it sort of transforms into, hey, this is what I've got, and this is what I can do, and this is where we can go to help is awesome.
When you want to influence people, there's several things you can do, but one of them is feed them when they're hungry. And then you have their attention as far as, helping them move forward in another direction.
Yeah.
And so we just want to make sure that we're meeting our community's needs. And so even if we're just becoming really good friends with Operation Barbecue so that they'll come here if there's a disaster, or if we're set up and ready to go, we really want a culinary guard.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can have that one.
Thank you.
That one's all yours.
She's already on her.
I'm on it. I've already ordered the T-shirts when you were talking.
We'd order those from Red Iron Design.
Yes,
Doug
Red
Jolly.
Iron Design, Doug Jolly. Yes.
So I'll tell you what, I'll trade you one of those for the barbecue gangster shirt.
Oh, it's done.
We can
Done.
make that happen.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so what else? I mean, where do you guys go from here other than sort of recouping?
Yeah, we've already started planning next year. We've got some big ideas to kind of change some things, maybe enhance some things, add some things, but
Change for the good.
Oh yeah, what we do every year is we go through this process. We work everybody to death for about 6 weeks leading up to the event, and then we take a day or two off?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
This year, I think
maybe.
we took 4 days.
We took 4 days off, and then
that.
we start getting together, and it's really as much social, decompression for us as we get together, oddly enough, over food, and generally over food, and just start. We do a debrief from last year, and what do we like to see? What feedback do we get from the chefs and the attendees, and just start planning next year and seeing what we can do to make it bigger, better, stronger, faster, raise more money, and then we pick.
And let me just stop you there.
Yeah.
One of the things that we really want to focus on is every year we want to figure out how we can enhance the experience of the ticket holder. We want them to be able to come back. We want them as they exit and they're doing the survey. Yes, we want that to be 100%. Yes, I will return.
Yeah, it was 96% this year, which is great, but we want to move that needle.
Right. I would love to have a year survey where it's 100%. I'm coming back. And so that it makes my job easier as far as handling marketing.
Sure.
But I really, I was trained under the Quint Studer thought of, we want them to have a Wahoo's experience when they're at the event. What's going to make their experience even better than last year? So that's something that we'll talk about too.
Yeah, all right.
So you can email us if you go into PensacolaEggFest.com.
Tell them right there.
There's a contact form on PensacolaEggFest.com. You can email us info@PensacolaEggFest.com. On Facebook, Facebook.com/Pensacola EggFest. We want the feedback. We want to hear good and bad. And if it's bad, you want to go to the Georgia State Mountain Egg Fest. We appreciate all the feedback. We moved our hours based on feedback when we moved it from Saturday to Sunday. So we try and listen to the folks who are helping us pay the bills and helping us raise money for charity.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, listen, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And for those that don't know, we're going to have film from all of this that will be put on Grub on TV. And then, of course, we're going to share it with you guys, and you feel free to put it on whatever platform you want.
Lisa's
I got a feeling she knows exactly what to do with it. So, grubon.tv, right? Where else?
Facebook.com/grubon.tv, Facebook.com/Grub Ninja.
The 38 TV,
38
Channel
TV,
17
Channel 17 Mediacom.
We're branching out, baby.
We're branching out. And
they're huge
again,
in Europe.
Make sure you come and support if you want to see a success story. I own Grub on TV. I own Grub Ninja. We have Foodielife. We have Business Radio X, Catalyst Group, Lead Grass. All of that got done because of programs that they support. So come out, support. Can't wait to see you guys next year. And there's also awesome food. Very awesome food. Delicious food. I'm a big guy, I can tell you.
And tasty beverages from the Lewis Bear family.
This is it.
Bear family. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much for coming in.
Thank
This
you
has been
guys.
Foodie
Thanks for
Life
having us.
on Pensacola Business Radio.